Garbage. 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 I don't think anything good's coming out. It all just sounds like garbage. Hi.
Hi.
I like our Hey Jake, Hey Katie thing.
You do?
I miss it. I
Do
don't
you?
think we've done it the last
Hey,
couple
Katie.
episodes. Hey Jake.
How you doing today?
I'm so good.
I thought you were garbage.
Yeah, I guess I might leave that in without any context. It has nothing to do with this book, though.
For context, Katie was practicing improv.
Yes, Jake gave me the wonderful advice to just keep spitting garbage out. He said, just keep saying garbage until something good comes out.
And she literally said garbage. A bunch of different ways. So great job on your inflections in garbage.
Thank you.
I'm really bad at inflections.
Really bad at improv.
We balance each other out.
Yes, we do. So this episode, are you ready?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm
Okay.
ready. I'm ready. I'm ready.
Ooh-wee.
What's that
That
from?
was really off tune. AJR. I'm ready.
No, that was SpongeBob. I'm ready.
No. Oh, really?
Yeah.
No, there's a song called I'm Ready.
Is it?
Yeah. It goes, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. Ooh-wee.
Really?
Whoa. Yeah.
I don't know what music is.
I'm really sad I sang that all off tune, but yeah.
Who gives a shit?
Right.
Just be yourself.
Right.
Right. Right.
Right.
Uh-huh. Okay. What's our book?
Grayson by Lynne Cox.
Yeah. What's it about?
It is...
Wait. What's the cover?
Okay, wait. I have a confession.
Back it up.
I cheated.
What?
This book was not picked by its cover, but I would have picked it by its cover. Your facial expression.
Audience, we've been together for a very long time.
Years.
I think this is like our 500th episode. And I'm learning that I really can't trust my sister to be honest with you and be honest with me about the way that she chooses books.
That's
This
interesting.
is now a confessional.
Right. But
So how did you choose this book?
it's interesting that you feel that way because I never told you I picked this book by its cover. I just told you I read it.
It's kind of implied by the podcast name.
Yeah, no, this is an exception. This is totally an exception. Someone told me about it,
Okay.
and they liked it, and it sounded like something I would like. And it also, when she said, oh, it's got a whale on the cover, I knew I would have picked it.
I mean, if you look at the cover of A Complex Coast, which has 7 or 8 whales on it,
Yeah.
it makes sense. Okay,
Yeah.
so at least it's like, it's within your vibe.
Yes, it's totally within my vibe. Let's describe the cover, shall we?
Yep.
Okay. It says Grayson, and it's a picture of a whale.
What's on top of the whale?
The words Grayson.
He's got like a circle on top of him, right?
I don't think so.
Let me look at the cover of this book.
He looks like he's smiling. There's also a little starfish underneath him.
Oh, it's a star underneath of him.
Yeah, maybe a starfish.
Yeah, and he does look like he's smiling.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really interesting about this, in the cover, the title is all lowercase.
Yeah.
And it looks like it was typed with a typewriter.
Check that out.
Apropos. And it was read by the author, if you read the audiobook.
Yep. Did you listen to the audiobook?
Yeah.
That's what I did too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this story is narrated and told. This story is told from. This story was written by Lynne Cox.
Nailed it.
Yeah. When she wrote this, I think she wrote it much later, actually. But the story is when she was 17, training. She's a swimmer. She was training along the coast of California.
L.A.
Yes, LA, which is in California.
It's true.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a special part.
Yeah.
Don't
Sure.
ever go there.
Okay. Sure. So,
Let me tell you. Let me just.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna rant really quick about
Okay.
LA.
Oh, wow.
I drove
Starting
down
with
to
a rant.
LA, and I was towing a camper, and I'm going the speed limit, and you would think that I was satanic. That these people were like insane. They wanted to push me off. They wanted to murk me. Like there was just anger everywhere, and I was like, I'm going 70. The speed limit's 70, and they're like, why aren't you going 150?
Because you're towing a trailer.
I was towing, and they're trying to murder me. Don't go to LA. Okay, anyway.
Okay. So anyway, she's
yeah.
training.
Uh-huh.
Swimming early in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning. I think it's dark, maybe. And she is doing her swim to the pier. And usually, I guess she turns around at the pier and comes back. And along the swim, she starts feeling like something is underneath her or around her. She gets some weird currents and stuff and gets pushed into the beach a couple times. And she finds out that a baby gray whale, has followed her essentially to the pier. And so then she has to try to find its mother. Because if she goes to the shore, the whale might follow her onto the shore and beach itself and die. It's short. It's like a 3-hour audiobook, if that. And you're listening to her tell the story of trying to find this baby whale's mother and the things that she sees in the ocean, and along the same kind of lines of, to me, like similar takeaways in some ways to Complex Coast, where, she's normally in the ocean for the swim. This time she's in the ocean. Like, she's seeing different things than she probably normally would notice. Mm-hmm. So it was super cute.
I thought it was super cute too. I really liked the way that the author spent a lot of time describing different oceanic scenes that she saw, right? The dolphins, the urchins, the seaweed, being pushed into the beach and having sand all in her wetsuit and being pulled under and always worried about sharks. The seagulls coming in to feed. I think she spent a lot of time describing oceanic scenes that happened along the way as independent pieces.
Yeah. There was I wrote one of those down. It was the sunfish.
Oh, that was
super
cool
interesting to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know have you ever seen a picture of a sunfish?
I have.
They're so weird looking.
They're super weird looking.
Yeah, and also she's so brave. Like
Well, you have thalassophobia.
Is that what it's called?
Yes.
Okay, sure. So yeah, I have that, and maybe, according to my brother, I have thalassophobia.
I want to tell you a story, dear listeners.
Oh no, does this have to? No.
Yes.
Let's just not.
Let's do it. Let's tell a story.
Now?
Yes, because it's very fitting.
Oh, okay.
So, Lynne Cox is a great swimmer, swimming out in the ocean, miles off the coast with deadly creatures, right? Stingrays and everything. Mm-hmm. Well, when Katie and I were young, we went to a dive site. I was free diving, and Katie joined me for a trip.
We were snorkeling.
But I was free diving. That was during the time that I was free diving, like in Blue Springs and everything.
Yeah.
So we went to a 75-foot deep dive that at the bottom of it was supposed to be a sunken ship.
Is that what it was?
That's
I just
what it was.
remember being told to get out of the boat and see if anything was there, and it was deep blue water.
It was supposed to be a sunken ship.
Okay, I didn't
Now, it
remember
was
that.
there,
Yeah.
but in the ocean is much heavier than salt water, and so I can't go down 75 feet in the ocean.
Oh.
Right? So we didn't see anything, and I was not about to swim down there because it looked kind of sketch.
It was super sketch.
It looked
all
sketch.
we could see was blue.
So this sweet, cute, adorable little baby shark comes up and starts hanging out with us. Obviously, scuba divers throw chum into the water for this shark because it wanted some food from us. Well, Katie did not like the shark as much as I thought it was cute. And so she grabs onto my thumb and tries to drown me. Which is a perfectly logical response to seeing a baby shark in the water. And anyway, long story short, she tries to drown me multiple times. A lot. I drowned so much. We make it back to the boat, and we're both alive today.
Okay, I remember that story a little differently.
Yes.
It's funny how memories work.
Yes.
Okay, I remember being told to get out of the boat and see if there was anything there. We were snorkeling.
Logical.
And I don't know, what is thalassophobia?
The fear of deep water where you can't see underneath of it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I think that I have not agoraphobia, but like open space thing, because I've had the same feeling, not only in deep water, but also shallow water, lake water, anything where there's a lot of open space around me.
Okay.
So I've had the same feeling like on a beach where the tide was super, super low and I was trying to get out to the coast.
Mm-hmm.
And I just stopped. I was like, I can't go any further because the tide was so low that I should have reached the water by then and there was just too much open space. I've had the feeling at the Petrified Forest when I went on a walk and there was like zero. It was just open space.
If you know the name of this fear, dear listeners, please email us.
Yes. Yes, please do. I don't think it's thalassophobia. I think it's connected to something else.
Okay. The email is in the description of
It
the
is.
podcast episode.
Yeah.
I learned that last episode.
Yes. So I remember being told to get out with you and see if anything was there. I remember swimming out deep blue water. There was a boat nearby with lines going down and you couldn't see the people that were there.
They were scuba diving.
They were scuba diving.
Way more logical than trying to free dive it.
Way more. And then I turned towards you and I remember like I was facing you and the water was kind of like going up and down so I could see behind you and then I couldn't see behind you. And then I could see behind you and I couldn't see behind you. Right. It was just very like, the water's moving and we're conversing on whether or not we're going to find anything or we should go back to the boat.
Should we try to swim down or not?
Right. So I see behind you. I don't see anything. I don't see behind you. I am moved above you where I can see, and there's a shark fin. And then I can't see anything because the water has moved me back to where I was shorter than you.
Yeah.
But at the time, I didn't know that. At the time, it was a shark fin heading right towards us, and I definitely freaked out. That is accurate, for sure.
Yeah.
What were we like? I think I was in middle school.
We were 12.
Right.
Yeah.
I swam back to the boat, tried to climb up the side of the boat.
Didn't work.
Hell no. Go back to the ladder.
Go to the ladder.
Yes, go to the ladder.
Yes.
There's a barracuda under the boat.
Sure.
There was. It was terrifying. And I had to swim to the ladder without knowing where the shark was.
The shark was sucking on my shirt the whole time.
Yeah, I heard that later. We realized that near the end. Yeah. But I think that I already had a problem with big open spaces before that.
Yeah.
But that's when it became really apparent.
Yeah, that was, by the way, for what it's worth, it's completely rational to be afraid of sharks.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. But you're a big baby. That was such a tiny shark. How dare you try to drown me?
It was totally an accident. I'm so sorry that I almost drowned you.
No, it was fine. You grabbed onto my right thumb and I just swam with my left arm.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I was scared. So
I remember that memory. Actually, I know we have very different experiences here.
Right.
I have very fond memories of that because I thought that it was cute. A cute baby shark, and my sister's freaking out. Well, let me go be a good big brother and like help her back to the boat.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I was very, very scared.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was really scared.
So Grayson.
So yeah, there's this part, so this is coming back to me. I was like, first off, with this fear, unnamed, I don't understand how anybody can swim in the ocean. Period. I don't know how you can do that. Like, I've done it in like the beach. Don't love it. I've gone snorkeling. I like the things I see and I wish I could enjoy it more. But I am so scared. Like, I can see under the water and I can't see above me, and vice versa. So when she's swimming along, like out in the water in the dark, and starts getting the sense that something's not right. And
drowning.
Oh, my heart rate was up.
Was it?
Oh, yeah. I was like, I knew, the only thing is that I knew it was a baby whale because somebody had told me that the story was about that. So I was like, okay, it's the whale.
Oh,
it's
you
the whale.
cheated.
It's the whale. Right? But also it's a whale on the cover.
On the cover. Yeah, you kind of get that.
Yeah. So I don't know where we were in this, but I was just very, very impressed with the ability to swim in the ocean in the dark.
So Lynne finds the whale, the baby whale,
Yeah.
or the whale finds her, and the rest of the book is spent trying to find his mother.
Yeah.
And she swims 1.5 miles out to an oil rig, back, and then halfway out again, I guess, and she's swimming for 3 hours.
Right.
Which is wild.
So what's fascinating is if you look at this book online, as I did afterwards, like I wanted to know more about this story and more about Lynne, because like what is she training for, doing all, but it turns out she's like I think a world-renowned competitive swimmer or something, and she swam to Antarctica.
From where?
I'm guessing Chile, but I don't know.
I was going to say.
Chile.
From the boat that she took to Antarctica, she swam to the shore?
No. Yeah, that would be funny.
From Chile. That's
I'm
very
that's a guess.
far away.
Should I look it up?
No.
Okay. Listener, if you know how far she swam,
We'll
let
just
us
keep
know.
making assumptions.
Yeah. I gather it's far.
Yes, I have a lot of respect
She's
for
a
Lynne.
long distance ocean swimmer. That's
she
what
mentioned
does.
it in the book as well, that she's done channel swims and everything, right?
Yeah.
And she needed to keep on pace, and that she usually does hours of swimming a day.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very obvious that she's a swimmer.
Yeah. And she's comfortable in the ocean.
Yeah, professional swimmer.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Super cool.
And the way that she talks about not mental stability, but dealing with stressful situations, right, and keeping calm, very much reminded me of Into the Planet.
Yeah.
Because that is extremely important when
Very
you're
important.
in dire situations.
Yeah.
Especially in water.
For sure.
Yeah. I wonder if they know each other.
That would be really interesting. Lynne, if you're friends with Jill Heinerth, let us know.
Yeah. Email us.
We're super impressed by you. I am anyway. So
For being able to swim in the ocean, not your distance.
both things. Also, there were some things so what was your favorite part of this book? Because I could dominate this conversation. I don't want to.
My favorite part of this book, I really liked when she was talking about how cold she was.
It was 55-degree water, right?
Yeah, and how she needed to generate heat. And the decision making, I guess the thrill.
Yeah.
There was some really fun thriller parts. I loved the oceanic themes. I already talked about that, right? Mm-hmm. But I like that thrill. Is she going to die? Or is the whale going to find its mom? Are they going to die together? Right? Like those sort of things play in your mind when you're out there in the ocean. What about you? What was your favorite part?
I don't know what my favorite part was. I really, really liked the dolphin pod was incredible.
Yeah.
Like when she starts explaining how she's seeing these dolphins, and it's so many dolphins, and then it's like 200 dolphins. I was like, 200 dolphins? Disbelief.
I really like the writing style there.
Yeah.
Because she made numbers up, right? About how many
Right.
dolphins that she saw, and it was 80, and then it was 100, and then it was 40, and then it was 60, and then it was
Right.
200. And you kind of got the sense that the dolphins are moving and the ocean's moving, and she's seeing as many as she can see, right?
Right.
And I think that the writing style that she did there was really good.
So I really did like the writing style. I also really appreciated, it almost reminds me, there was a theme there that reminded me multiple times of this, communication between different kinds of animals. So, we as humans have all sorts of interspecies communications with other animals. We have pets, dogs, cats, bunnies, hamsters, birds, all sorts, ferrets,
Lions.
horses.
Bears.
Yeah, we do wildlife rescue.
Yeah.
Right? And there's a lot of emotional connection that people can have with different animals. And we also see that in different kinds of pet species, right? We see dogs and cats can sometimes really become best buds. I've seen some crazy videos online, I think as we all have, of dog befriends sloth or, whatever. And this was really cool because in this book, the dolphins, you get a sense, she thinks that the dolphins are communicating with Grayson.
Oh, yeah. Grayson and the dolphins had a whole conversation.
Yeah. And she's trying to communicate with Grayson. And I just found that really, really interesting. And it fell, I mean, I listened to this around the same time that I listened to a podcast from Radiolab called Lucy about a chimpanzee named Lucy. And heartbreaking story.
That was Robin Williams' chimpanzee, right?
No.
Different one?
Different one.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't know Robin Williams. How did
Well, there was a chimpanzee that really liked Robin Williams, and so when the chimpanzee got really sick, Robin Williams went to go visit her.
Oh. My heart just broke a little.
Yeah.
Oh, I love Robin Williams.
Rip.
Yes. So, I mean, things like that in this book, it was just so relatable, right? Like, other than being in the ocean, which is not a very relatable experience to me, unfortunately. I would love it to change. Would love that to change about myself. It's like you find a baby bird, you try and find its mom. You find a baby kitten, you try to find its mom. You know, like, it's just, that was so cool to see on such a different scale, on an oceanic level, with a, 18, 20-foot baby gray whale.
Mm-hmm.
And you're still trying to find its mom. And it's really, really important that you find the mom, because the baby whales are incredibly reliant upon the mom during this whole migration.
That seems to transcend species.
It does.
Some creature finds other baby creature, and
Right.
instead of eating it, returns it to its parent.
Or takes care of it.
Or takes care of it, right?
Right.
Like the absolutely 100% true story, The Jungle Book.
I was ready for a real story. I was like, which one is he going to reference?
Obviously, Jungle Book. A lion or a no.
Oh my.
A cougar. It was a cougar, right? A cougar and a bear take care of a man cub.
A black panther?
Panther.
A bear?
Yeah, a bear, a panther.
Right.
Take care of a man cub.
Human cub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It
So
was.
it transcends species.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you know a lot about the migration of gray whales before this book? I don't know if she did a lot of explaining about it.
I do know that it's renowned. They follow magnetic fields within the earth to go from really far place to really far place without things like GPS.
Well, I wrote down some. I've listened or watched I've watched a documentary, and I cannot remember for the life of me which documentary it was, because Katie watches a lot of these kinds of documentaries. So it was maybe Blue Planet. There was a whole whale. I feel like I watched a whole whale documentary once with different
Katie,
episodes. Yeah.
Get to the point.
Okay. Okay. It was really, I was a little scared for her when she was trying to find the whale's mom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know the range of orcas. I know that they're here where we are in the Pacific Northwest. And the gray whale migration goes from like Baja California, like Mexico, all the way up to Alaska.
Mm-hmm.
So the moms go down and have their babies around Mexico in the warm waters there. And then they, nurse their babies for a couple months and then come all the way back up to Alaska. And the primary predator of gray whales, specifically baby gray whales, are orcas.
Mm.
So when she was in the water with this baby gray whale who did not have a mom there to protect it, I was like, oh shit, this could go real bad. Right? Like, where are the orcas? And it's a really incredible migration. The mom doesn't eat at all, really, all the way through the migration and back up. So that by the time that they get to the feeding area in Alaska, they eat in the summer, basically.
I wonder how much. So there's a current that is kind of circular between the PNW, Mexico, and Hawaii. And that's what forms the Pacific Garbage Patch, is that current that sort of travels in a circle. So down from Alaska to Mexico, maybe a super easy trip.
Maybe.
While she's pregnant. But the trip back
it's horrible, it sounds
must be really rough. Especially for a baby and with a baby whale.
Yeah, and the baby whale is, nursing several times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember how much she mentions it in the book, how often?
I don't remember, but she was concerned after about 4 hours.
Yeah. because the baby could get dehydrated.
Yeah.
And the mom's really not eating at all during that time, and like the mom hasn't eaten anything in months, really.
So you worry about delays.
Right.
She might become famished and not produce enough milk for the baby.
Yep. I just thought it was really cool.
And she found the way.
She did find the mom.
Yeah, Grayson found his mom.
Yeah. Happy ending.
Which was cute.
You're so cute.
Yeah.
So cute.
Yeah.
I don't know where I was going with that. I just wanted our listeners to understand the migration, the intensity of the migration is really important. And Grayson getting off track and losing his mother is potentially a deadly thing that went really well.
Yeah, it did go really well.
Yeah.
And the whole town was,
That was so cute.
hurrah. It was super cute.
It was so cute. Like everybody.
The fishermen and the commercial vessels, they're all looking for whales. And
Right.
they find the mother, which, if you have to think if humans weren't involved, would she have found him anyway? Probably.
Right. Yeah, probably.
And that was one of the themes that I thought was pretty funny in this book, was how humanized all the animals were. Their personalities, the way that the way that she felt that they felt, right, was very humanized. Which could be true. Maybe they have human-like feelings. Who knows? I was just reflecting on it.
Yeah. That's super interesting. I mean, your question about would she have found him if the humans weren't involved is funny, because he might not have gotten lost if humans weren't involved.
Yeah, and think about the noise.
Because he got curious and followed her.
And the noise from the oil rig.
Right.
Would she have been able to hear him if the oil rig wasn't there?
Right.
Right. So while it's super cute and awesome that a baby gray whale, hung out with Lynne for like 4 hours, or 2 hours or 3 hours, whatever it was, right?
So much time in the water.
So much time together in the water, and they were buddies for a while. We don't know if like she specifically saved the baby whale.
Right. Or if she was just there for the experience.
Right. But Grayson seemed to love her, so heck yeah.
Right.
Yeah, of course. And she obviously had a place in her heart for him. So
Cute.
Two unlikely friends.
What's our next book?
Well, before we get there, what is our next book? Anyway.
We didn't pick one.
Oh, God. Before we go there, I wanted to actually talk about one of the themes in the book that I think could be contentious. In the book, Lynne talks about thinking really loudly, almost in a manifestation of things that she wants to happen. And you know what that reminded me of?
Oh, wait. Celestine Prophecies.
That's right, the Celestine Prophecies. Wow, you got that one right.
I can't believe I got that one.
Yeah, it really reminded me of the spiritualism of Celestine Prophecies.
Oh, wow, I haven't thought about those in a long time.
I think about that every time that I see people drink caffeine. Because the way that you transcend to nirvana, according to the Celestine Prophecies, is you run a lot and then you vibrate out of existence effectively, because you've ascended to a new level of thought or spiritualism. So I think, when people drink coffee, when they get the jitters, they really just need to drink more coffee. Otherwise, they're not going to reach nirvana because they're not vibrating enough. But there's more to the book, right? It's very spiritual.
There is. It is a very spiritual book. I guess I could see the vibes of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it seems like Lynne's belief system, besides just manifestation, is an energy connection, like Reiki almost.
Right.
With other species. Which is not unique to Lynne. I mean, we've been talking about cross-species communication since the Tower of Babylon, which is in the Bible.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. So
blank face.
Just so you know, the lore behind that one is, according to the Bible, we used to be able to communicate with animals, and then we tried to build actually speak with animals, and then we tried to build a tower to God, and the way that we were punished was we no longer possessed the ability to speak to animals. Because the angels came and tore down the Tower of Babylon. Because we tried to build a tower all the way up to the heavens.
I didn't know that story.
Yeah. So whenever you think about building a skyscraper,
don't.
We lose one more word that we can use with our dogs every time you build a skyscraper. They're eventually going to forget the word no, and it's going to be your fault, city tycoon.
I don't even know what to say to this.
You city tycoon, you.
Yeah, it was very, I mean, that part, so I did notice that in the book. Just this very, like, the specific thing that you said, thinking so loud to try to communicate with them, which, you know, I guess you're under the water. What else can you do? We can't really speak underwater without
And
losing
honestly,
air.
we don't know if it worked or not.
Right. And when I read it, I was like, oh, that's a little, you know, that's a little too much. But also, like, who am I to judge somebody's beliefs?
Yeah, it's just not your flavor.
Right. It's
Just
not
like
my flavor.
Wave Shadows.
That one was so not my flavor.
Right. So speaking to animals loudly with your brainwaves is not your flavor.
No.
What is your flavor? In the form of the next book that we're going to read.
Okay, I'm reading The Apocalypse Factory by Steve Olson.
Wonderful. I look forward to hearing about it because you said it's not fiction.
Oh, you assumed it.
No, I asked you if it was fantasy. And you said no.
Are there any other categories of fiction other than fantasy?
Nope.
Okay, well, it's you called it. It's nonfiction.
I don't think that it was the response to is it fantasy. It was the way you said it. It was like, Jake, this is not a book for you.
Is that what I said?
That's what I felt. I think maybe you thought it really...
That's what I was just...
Yeah.
I was about to say that.
Yeah. And I'm going to
I'm
live
so
on...
glad you picked up on that thought.
I'm going to live on thinking that's exactly what you said to me.
Cool. I'll see you on the next episode.
Bye.
Bye, it's cover.
Bye. It's
Bye.
covered.